everyone, it is time for a new video, and this one is gonna be super spontaneous. So I am back. In case you didn't know, I took a break from YouTube for a while, and I am back with another video. That is gonna be something that I haven't really done before, which is gonna be like a books I've recently read that I haven't talked about in vlogs, and talking about some books that I'm super excited for. So kind of like a wrap up and a TBR, but like less contained because it's not exactly books that I read in July and books I want to read in August. So just kind of a little bit random, but I thought that it would be fun. So hopefully it is going to be fun. Let me know if you like it. And yeah, so I have been on a much needed break that hasn't fully been a break, as I of course have been making videos. So I have some videos pre-scheduled, so I am planning on finally uploading videos on specific days, which is gonna be Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. We shall see. I don't know if 3 videos are a good idea, but I think maybe if not, it's gonna be Wednesdays and Saturdays, but we'll see. So I think that's enough for the intro, and let's just talk about the books that I have recently read that I just want to talk to you about, and then we're gonna get into books that I'm super fucking excited for. So let's do this. I, of course, don't have any physical books to tell you about when it comes to the books I've read, but don't you worry, all the books that I am excited for are going to be physical books. So we're going to get there. So I have my laptop here so that I can talk to you about all the books because my memory's trash and I could not possibly remember it all. So the first book that I have here is Skin by Evita Weiss. So this is a short novella monster romance steamy type of book. That was a terrible description. Can you tell that I am slightly out of practice? And this is like literally, it doesn't say on Goodreads how many pages it has, but it's like 50 pages or something. And so it's basically like a short story, and I don't think I'm gonna tell you anything that is like about the plot, you know? But Aveda writes super wonderful monster romances that are like, this is the second one that I've read by them, and I fucking loved it. And I got an arc of it as well, so I was lucky enough to read it before it was released, which obviously I wasn't filming, so I didn't tell you then. So it is now available, and you should absolutely read it because all the characters are always, even though it's super short, the characters are so well developed and the chemistry is absolutely impeccable, and it is just so fun and wonderful. And I flew through it. I literally read it in one sitting, and I highly recommend it if you're looking for a monster romance or just like a super short, steamy, fun book that you're gonna fly through and just have fun with and still like be engaged in and invested in, even though it's super short and easy to read. So just read this book and read Feed, which is the book before this one. You can read them separately, but I highly recommend both, and I can't wait for every single book that Aveda ever writes in the future. So yes. So the next book I have here is Queen Takes Rose by Katee Robert. I actually made a vlog that was for the Pop Culture Readathon in July, and unfortunately my editing program has been acting up and the files just got fucked up. So I sadly could not put that up for you, but I do have some of the best books that I read in there to like talk to you about right now. So this is one of them, and it is an adult sapphic romance that is a retelling of Maleficent, and it's about Aurora and Maleficent and their romance. And Aurora basically wants to kill Malone, that is the character's name, like Maleficent, you know? And so she wants to kill her and get revenge on her, so that is her plan at first, and let's just say it doesn't go quite as planned. And so Katee Robert, this whole series is basically just like really steamy romances that are Disney villain retellings that like the hero gets together with the villain. There is some polyamory, there's a lot of queer characters. It is very spicy, so if you don't like explicit things, it's definitely not for you. But if you do, and if you are looking for some steamy sapphic books, then I highly recommend this, and I really enjoyed it. And while this is like the 6th book in the series, I feel like you don't really need to read the other ones at all. I literally read the second book in the series and nothing else, like this one after that, and it was completely fine. So the next book that I also read for the vlog that I can put up is And Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer by Fredrik Backman. This is my first Fredrik Backman book, and I was not disappointed. I am not a literary fiction kind of girl, but I am so happy that I picked this up, and I definitely like literary fiction is not for me per se, but it can be for me, if that makes sense. I don't really want to get into the plot because this is a novella, and I personally like going into books not knowing much about them, which I know that people, not everyone does. It's about a grandfather talking to his grandchild, and it is about loss and grief and aging and just like life, and just it's so fucking beautiful. I went into this book thinking I'm gonna cry my eyes out. And while that didn't actually happen, I did tear up, and there is a high chance that you're gonna cry. It was just a kind of book that I devoured it. I was literally paying all of my attention to every single word. I could not stop reading, and I gave it 4 stars, and it wasn't a complete 5-star because I was so immersed in it that when I got to the end, I didn't know that I read the last page. And I understand why it's written the way it is, but just to me in that moment, I was so frustrated because I was loving the story so much, and I was like, you can't tell me it's over. And the last page is something that is really important to me in books. I always want to know that it's the last page. I always check that it's the last page, and I didn't hear, and I was just not ready. I was not ready for it to be over, but I maybe gave it, oh yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars. So, you know. But it was a really beautiful and impactful book that I highly, highly recommend, and I am absolutely going to be reading more of Fredrik's books, but just like a warning that I feel like all of Fredrik's books have a lot of potentially triggering content, so do check out the content warnings. Another book that I read in that vlog, and I'm really sad that I didn't get to talk to you about, that I just had to share, is She Drives Me Crazy by Kelly Quinlan. This is a YA sapphic contemporary romance, and I adored it. It was a complete 5-star for me, and I was like, I went into this book thinking, you know, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with it. It's gonna be just, you know, an enjoyable book, but I completely fell in love. It's like a sports romance. It's Rivals to Lovers, and it's basically about these two girls who, like I said, it's Rivals to Lovers. They don't really like each other, and they get into like a car accident, nothing serious, but the cars get fucked up, and their moms basically force them to have to like drive together since, you know, one of their cars is in the shop, and so they have to spend time together, and there's also fake dating, and I just loved this. It was so much fun. I completely flew through it. I had a blast, and I was so invested in the main characters, their story, and there were some like amazing self-love, like individual growth type things as well that I just absolutely loved, and everything about this book was wonderful, and it's definitely one of my like new favorite sapphic romances, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you pick it up. Then I read Swelter by Jules Kelly, and I really liked this. So this is another short story, basically. It's not even a novella, honestly. It's like 30 pages. And this one is also sapphic, and it's adult, and it's basically like a sister's best friend trope. Well, you know what I'm talking about. So it's that, and there's like a little bit of an age difference, and the two of them used to know each other, and nothing ever happened between them. They were just kind of like friends, you know, and now there is just something that happens. I'm not gonna get into it because again, it's super short, and I feel like I would spoil everything. You can't say it has a happy ending because it just doesn't have an ending at all. It's super open, and it's just the kind of thing that would happen in a romance like right at the beginning before they're like separated and have to like fully fall in love and actually develop a relationship, if that makes sense. So the only reason why it wasn't 5 stars for me and it was 4 stars was because like I just needed more, and I really, really hope that Jules Kelly is gonna write like a full-length novel or just something longer with the main characters, because I loved them and I need more, but I still highly recommend you check it out. So then I have another novella surprise. I just have been in love with novellas, honestly, and I'm not mad about it. It's just super fun. And so that is Surrender to Sin by Nicola Davidson. And this one is an adult historical romance, and I gave it 4.5 stars. And just, oh my god, this is about Grace and Sin slash Sebastian. And Grace wants to get out of this proposal marriage type of thing. So she wants to get into a scandal that will make the guy break off the engagement, and nothing keeps on working, and let's just say that her and Sebastian come up with a plan that is very scandalous, and I just had a blast reading this. I adored it. I have read multiple books by Nicola Davidson, and this one is absolutely one of my favorites, and if you like historical romances, I absolutely highly recommend it. It was available on Scribd, and I know that some of Nicola's books are on Kindle Unlimited, not all of them, but definitely worth checking out. So, yeah. So, now we're gonna move into the physical books that I recently got that I'm so fucking excited for. I'm literally aching to read them because just they're that exciting. Like, they are some of my most anticipated releases of this year that I just got that I just can't believe I'm blessed enough to have. So let's talk about them. So, the first book that I have here is Hang the Moon by Alexandra Bellefleur. I started it and I got to page 62, and I literally love it so much already that I've been procrastinating on reading it because I'm like, I'm not ready for all the emotion it's gonna hit me with. And this is absolutely gonna be one of my new all-time favorite romances. I just know it. So what is it actually about? It is about Annie and Brendan. The fact that I remember their names says a lot, and they used to know each other. Annie and Darcy, Brendan's sister, they were best friends, and so Brendan was just kind of like the brother who was always there, and he had a crush on Annie, and you know, he just was like the brother of her best friend, and so Annie didn't really care for him. But now, after like 6 or 8 years, they run into each other again because Annie is back in town, but Darcy is actually not there, so Annie's there to visit Darcy, but she's not there because she is on vacation. And Annie's like, oh shit, Brendan got so hot. And you know, you can imagine how it goes from there. And there's also a plot that Brendan shows Annie that like true love exists, and he does it through iconic scenes from like rom-coms. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but I'm so excited. I love this cover. I love this story. I love them so fucking much. I'm so invested already. I have heard everyone say that it's just super swoon-worthy and romantic, and honestly, the beginning already has that energy, and I'm just so here for it, and I adore everything about this. So please pick this book up. It's going to be literally the best thing ever, and I can't wait to dive in and finally read it. The next book I have is The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Halton, and I just realized that a lot of these books I like unboxed them for vlogs, so you will already see them in here, so like spoilers. But you know, whatever, you all need to know about these books because I know they're all going to be incredible, so the more times I mention them the better. So this book is like a fantastical historical romance, and I am dying to read it. I just know I'm gonna love it. I adore this cover, and India is just such a wonderful, sweet person, and I just know this book is gonna be everything. I've been waiting to get the physical copy, and it arrived, and I need it now, so yes. Then I have Starfish by Lisa Phipps, which I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. I don't even know how I found out about it, but this book is written in verse, and it is supposed to be just like about body positivity and just positive fat representation, and that's all that I know about it. And I don't know if it's actually YA or middle grade, but I just think it's going to be wonderful, and I want to read more books written in verse, and I'm so excited. Then I have a book that I literally cannot even believe that I own, which is Real by Kennedy Ryan. I don't know anything about it. I just know that there's some kind of like Hollywood actor, celebrity type thing going on, and Kennedy Ryan is one of my absolute favorites. And I'm literally like, I can't read this book yet. I'm not ready for its intensity. I can't read it yet. But I have to tell you about it because it's just so beautiful, and I just know I'm gonna adore it. It's a perfect floppy copy. And then I have another super fucking exciting book, which is Mooncakes by Wendy Xu and Suzanne Walker. This is a graphic novel. There is like some kind of witchcraft, witchy magical things going on, and that's all that I know about it. I know that there's also like non-binary rap. I need to own more graphic novels, which I do have another one that I'm dying to read as well, and just I'm so excited for this. The other graphic novel that I have, that is the last one that I'm going to tell you about for now, is The Girl from the Sea by Molly Knox Ostertag. This book has not only a beautiful cover, but absolutely stunning art, and it's sapphic, and it's just going to be so beautiful. I'm dying to read it, and I'm definitely going to be doing that in the next few days. And yeah, I'm running out of space on my camera, so I'm going to make this quick. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far, leave a flower emoji down below, any that you want, and thank you for watching. And yes, there is going to be a video coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. Subscribe if you want to see all that. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and have a great day, and I'm going to see you very soon with another video. Bye!